The world is excelling in the digital era with amazing trends and innovations. To walk with the new transformation, to adapt to the new change, Acharya Shri Vijay Vallabh School, Pune, is here to help you all to adapt digital skills so that you are in a great position to grab the opportunities, to equip students with knowledge of innovative digital technologies by our speaker, Mr. Sachin Parekh. To kickstart your advanced career by learning new trends of technology in digitalized world, our chairman, Shri Subhashji Parmar, has inspired and guided us. As technology is growing rapidly, it's time for ourselves to grow towards the digital world by joining the webinar Innovative Ways to Digital Technology. So let's begin with our today's interesting webinar.
Good morning to one and all. Respected Chairman Shri Subhashji Parmar Sir, Education Committee and Trust members, today's speaker Mr. Sachin Parekh, principals, teachers, students and my dear friends. I, Tiara Thakkar from Acharya Shri Vijay Vallabh School, Pune, welcome you all for today's Innovative Ways to Digital Technology webinar. The phrase digital world is used loosely as a mass noun with many possible meanings and variations. The digital world is the availability and use of digital tools to communicate on the internet, digital devices, smart devices, and other technologies. Mr. Sachin Parekh will be guiding us on latest trends in digital technology, different way towards international career, and also about the different skills to navigate the digital world. I am so proud to be part of this Sunday webinar, which is knowledgeable and helpful to everyone. But this is all possible only because of our chairman, Sri Subhashji Parmar sir, who constantly motivates and guides us for the webinar. Now, I would like to request our principal, Mrs. Manasi Marulkar, to brief us about our school activities.
Thank you, Kiara ma'am. A very good morning to all. I, Manasi Marulkar, principal of Acharya Shri Vijay Vallabh School, welcome you for yet another exciting webinar today. My heart is filled with pride to welcome Mr. Sachin Parekh, who is a director at London School of Digital Business, UK. We all know the importance of digital skills in current era. Our Honorable Prime Minister is also a strong advocate of Digital India. We at Acharya Shri Vijay Vallabh School are already using various digital technologies for teaching learning processes. This pandemic has accelerated the pace of digital transformation across the industries, and education field is not left behind. Last many years, we are organizing Inter-School CompuSkill Championship to promote students to develop their digital skills and solve problems faced by the society. In our school, we have invested in creating best in-class infrastructure for our students like computer labs, language labs, and digital classrooms. It gives me pride to say that we too use digital platforms creatively and effectively. Today, our session expert, Parekh sir, is going to educate all of us on the opportunities created by digital technologies and how relevant it is for everyone in this era. I would like to thank our chairman, Shri Subhashji Parmar sir, who is focused on developing digital infrastructure and digital mindset in teachers and students, and always encourage us for the same. I look forward for the guidance from our today's speaker on the topic innovative ways of digital technologies. Thank you.
Thank you, Mansi ma'am. Acharya Sri Vijay Vallabh School does not leave any stone unturned, especially when it is about the development of the student. It's my privilege to introduce today's speaker, Mr. Sachin Parekh. Mr. Sachin Parekh is qualified as BE in Computer, PG in DITM, PGD in Advanced Computing, Digital Branding and Marketing from University of Cambridge, UK. He started his professional journey as software engineer at Tata Infotech, TCS Pune, to technical director of JAM IP Limited UK. Today, Mr. Sachin Parekh is a director at London School of Business of Digital Business UK, and also he is CEO at Soch Solutions India. He is also a founder of few successful ventures, including software and others. He is very much passionate and branding about branding, marketing, and productization. He has experience of more than 25 years in crafting customer experience journeys. Mr. Sachin, we are glad to have you here. We all are looking forward for your guidance. I would request Mr. Sachin sir to share his knowledge related to digital world.
Okay, thank you so much for this wonderful introduction. Thank you so much for the preamble on the topic. Yes, audience, you're going to hear a lot about digital today. So I'll try to neutralize that with some fantastic stories and successful people around us here. So let me start with sharing my screen first and just confirm if you are able to see my screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fantastic. So that's the name you all know, so I'm not going to bore you with that. When it comes to digital, I must say that your school has taken great initiatives, and I'm actually impressed that at a school level, you're running these Sunday webinar programs, which is the first step in digital world anyway. So talking to such already educated audience is going to be fun for me, because you are on Facebook Live, which means again you're on social media platform, which is one of the ways to go digital. You're using Zoom, which is this platform for online meetings. Again, that's again a digital tool. So really nice to see that Vijay Vallabh School is taking this initiative in the direction of getting education online. It's fantastic to see that. Thank you.
Do you think digital is gaining a lot of popularity these days? Do you think digital marketing is need of the hour? You are absolutely right. Are you looking to give your career or business a new direction? Do you wish to improve your existing activity using digital? Then you are at the right place.
So that's Mr. Bill Gates, we all know. And that's what he says. If your business, and I would go one step further and not say business, but if your career, if your future is not related to internet, right, it's not going to be there in the future. And somebody might say, well, is it everything? Not yet, but yes, it will be soon. So if you think that now I will not use a smartphone, I will not use any tab, not use any PC, can you imagine that life without these equipments? Everywhere you're going to need that. But 20 years ago, we were talking about computer engineering, which was coming up, and people were selecting between different branches, and computer was just one of the branch. So today people are thinking, well, digital is one of the career streams, but it's not. It's going to be part of our life much faster than we can think. And let me try to explore that in this session. So we're going to look at three things in this webinar because digital is a vast topic. And what is relevant to the students and what is relevant to the parents? Let me touch upon the trends which will, be related to what the audience is, the students, so you can understand what is changing, why it is changing. There are international career opportunities we'll talk about, and the skills you need to grab those kind of opportunities. So we all know that the school, this was a physical place to go and study. Now we have all gone online with online education, right? As things come back to normal, I know schools will resume, but this push to online, those schools who will take it forward, those are going to be the advanced schools here onwards. So now, by choice or by force, people are using online education, and now you see the benefits. Well, you get ready, you spend a lot of time getting doing your travel, going to school and so on. All that time is suddenly saved. You straight away on the device. I know you, there are going to be few of the parents, they are going to say, well, my child actually logs in and then sleeps. So yes, we will have to overcome those problems, but that's where I think some of these technologies come into picture, and the technologies will have gaming, gamification of education. So if I keep talking on a topic, yes, your kids, your children, you are going to sleep, I understand, but how do I make it interesting? And that, in the language of digital, is called gamification. So let's look at another example, purchasing. Now, malls are still shut down in many places. Shops are operating at, limited times. But people are already getting used to online shopping. What else? Real estate. They already saying over last 3 years, spending less on magazines and newspaper ads, and they're spending more on online marketing, Facebook ads, wherever the people are, Instagram, and they are putting their real estate properties on Magic Bricks and 99acres.com, and so these kind of websites which will actually sell their properties to the right kind of people. So another trend, if you want to see, meetings. Now people are talking about Zoom meetings all the time, not in person. Saves a lot of time. So when are you coming from Mumbai? We'll meet. Well, not necessary. I'm free right now. Let's join a Zoom call and get started. Insurance agents used to come home, explain and everything. Now you have, policybazaar.com and other websites. You can just go and buy your insurance. Check payments, we already know. Again, it's a physical form. We're already getting onto Paytms and GPays, Google Pays. Right? So what this trend is doing is, taking you digital. And digital means, in broad terms, I would say one is going electronic using software, where internet may or may not be involved, and other part where internet is involved. So using internet, you're going online. Both are digital. Now, let me not bore you with this theory, right? Let me try to show you something. Hello all, this is Sachin, Parekh. So see this? Now this is digital, but this is electronic using software. There's nothing online here, right? So digital is equal to online is not true. Digital could be a software on an electronic device, And digital could be online, a website or an app as well. So this, I have used this yesterday, and I created this probably in just 3 to 4 minutes. How simple it is now. Earlier, we used to have studios, we used to have, you know, effect giving softwares and designers. And you see these movies, right? Uh, where such effects are given, and they cost a lot. Then you need specialists, but not anymore. So, um, in a nutshell, what digital technology is helping us to do is becoming non-physical or going virtual, becoming more process driven. So it's not just being online, it's being process driven. And I'll tell you an example there. Becoming consistent. So whatever you're doing in the digital world, you will find that repeatedly, you get the same type of quality, same type of service, because again, it is process driven. And the last point where digital technology helps us is becoming customer focused and user focused. So in this pandemic, there are business models which are changing as well. And let me give you this example. So many would have been to this restaurant. It's somewhere in Pune. Relax Pure Veg. And their famous dish is pav bhaji, right? So what happened during pandemic is, as you can see, there's nobody there because they're not allowed to operate. So what they did, on the right hand side of the screen, you will see that they have a ready to eat packets. So those who like the taste, who want to eat the same food, they can just buy this and, do it at home. Just it's ready, so just eat it at home. And now, how digital technology is helping this? One, you can order online. Secondly, as I was saying, process driven. So now you can see that every time you take this packet, you are going to get some consistent experience. You are expecting that if it says the weight is, say, 200 grams, it will be 200 grams every time. Again, it reduces some of those nuisances that, you don't have to wait in a queue if it is busy restaurant. So now people are already feeling happy about it, that I'm having the same food at the luxury of my home, sitting in front of television, watching Wimbledon and having relaxed pav bhaji. So digital technology is bringing all this to you, and this is how it's changing now. So let's look at international career opportunities. Now, do I really have any authority to talk on international career? Well, what are those? Yes, mostly people will think, well, I want a great international job. Yes, of course, you have that opportunity as well. You want to start your own stuff. Well, don't think that capital is essential these days. You really need to have one thing, and I'll talk about that later. If you have that one thing, which is not capital, by the way, then you can start on your own and go really, really big. And you might think, well, I have a family business. Well, can you take it international? And somebody says, well, I'm not so much into, career building and all that. And even some of the parents might think, well, I just need part-time income. Yes, it's an option for you as well, parents. So what is my credibility to talk about international markets? These are the companies and brands that have used my services or software. So as you can see on the screen, British Airways, Mercedes-Benz UK, you talk about the cosmetics, Molton Browns, Hermes, And the list of brands continues, which is across UK, Europe, and US. So with that little experience, I will be able to, give my opinion on international careers for you. So look at these statistics. Now, this is interesting. You have seen Paytm growing really well, right? In last couple of years. So 197 communications, if you see, and look at the valuation of that company. Now, students, let me tell you, the traditional way of measuring success of a business was the profit that you're making every day. Okay. But the new dimensions means that what is the valuation of your company? And what is the valuation? Okay. If somebody decides to buy 1% of your company, how much that person will have to pay? And equivalently, if it is 100%, that is the valuation of the company. So if you look at Paytm's valuation as of April 2021 is $16 billion. You know what is $1 billion? Anybody from here? It's 7,000 crore rupees. $1 billion. Okay, so let's go right at the bottom. And I'm going to listen to this carefully. I'm going to tell you the tricks to actually build a business like this. So we are getting into some serious conversations here. Even at school level, if you're thinking, well, my career and my dreams are further away, but this is a time you need to get into your idea zone, get into something you want to do in future. So look at the bottom, absolute bottom. You will see that Swiggy is $5 billion. So 1 billion is 7,000 crores. So 5 billion is 35,000 crore rupees. And just imagine if you're owning just 20% of that company. What is your worth today? Yeah, huge, right? Which is about 7,000 crores. Now just imagine the profits. See, the profits are much lesser than the valuations. So if you want to just encash, you will just sell 2% of your shares and you got 1,400 crores. So I'm talking about serious opportunities here in this world. And Swiggy, I have seen them grow from nothing to what they are today. So let's quickly look at the Swiggy as a story. Why I'm taking Swiggy? Because in this screen, they are really at the bottom. So I'm not going to take the highest story. I'm taking even the lowest one. So Swiggy was founded by these two people. And then a third person joined later to them. They started as an e-commerce company. And they were mainly saying, well, let me try to help these courier service companies. And they were mainly the shipping kind of people. Now from there, they got into food industry. So they said, okay, we don't want to deliver everything. We just want to be an e-commerce platform for food, just restricted to food. So they rebranded themselves into the food industry. During that time, in 2013 and so on, there was another, player, Food Panda. Then obviously, which was acquired by, so it was successful as well. So it's not just Swiggy. So Food Panda was then taken over by Ola Cabs. Tiny Owl was bought by Zomato. But there are stories of failure as well. There's Ola Cafe, which failed. So it had to be closed. So you will say that why you giving us these stories, because this seems like, it's something else. Can we achieve it? Can an ordinary person achieve it? So let me try to give you my own story. Of course, it's not as big as Swiggy or Byju's or Paytms, but I have done it. So if you look at my ventures on the screen, one of the ventures, which is Jams Technologies Private Limited, it was a company that I founded, and in short, it was bought. So the valuation was done, it was bought, and trust me, we received, I personally received 15 times the profit of 1 year. So what happened is, whatever was the profit that company was making, I got 15 times that profit in one shot. So obviously, I would say that to get to that profit level, it would have taken me another 7-8 years probably. So I got it in 1 year, 2 years. So I saved myself 7 to 8 years with a lot of money in my pocket, ready to start the next one. Isn't that fantastic? So I'm not telling you something from the book. What I'm going to be telling you in this session is going to be out of my own experience. And why I'm telling you my story is because you can see me, you can talk to me, and you can feel that this is absolutely possible. And I must tell you, I was not a super brilliant child in my school. So those parents were thinking, well, मेरा बच्चा इतना पढ़ता नहीं है, he's not really good in studies. Well, otherwise he's good when it comes to mobile apps. He's very good in doing certain other activities, but studies he is not really very good. Same here. Even I was not good in studies. Well, I had a lot of intention to get great marks, so I worked hard sometimes, but trust me, my marks were never good. But what this industry has taught me, it is not how much hard you work. It is the direction in which your hard work goes. So another example is, if you see, those people who carry weights, right? They're called labor. They lift heavy stuff. They work the whole day. That is called hard work. But for me, that person is not going to build his own company or building. So the person who thinks beyond that, and that is not hard work only. You need some good direction to channelize your hard work. That's the only key. Okay, let me take you to the next one. So what do we actually need to learn now?
This shows how rapidly global ad spend is increasing.
Sorry?
As you can see, worldwide internet users in 2017, and these are the numbers for 2019. I'm going to go through these slides a little quickly. That's digital users.
These statistics that I'm talking about,
and these are the numbers for 2019.
So the reason I have taken these numbers is to give you a feel, and I went through quickly because I don't want you to get bored with how much is this and how much is that. It just shows that the growth in digital is so high that the number of people skilled in this are quite less. And everybody knows the demand and supply equation, right? If the demand is high and if supply is less, obviously the price goes up. So that means people who are making careers in digital have great salaries. Especially, I must tell the teachers as well, by the way, if you're picking up digital skills, that is what is going to happen in future. And then those teachers who are digitally savvy or able to teach digitally, obviously will have to be paid premium, because not everybody is able to do that. Same with parents. Those parents who are able to upload the papers or help your children do studies online, they are the ones who will be able to push their children to the next levels. So in every profession, there is going to be high demand but less supply. So the opportunities are immense. So what do we need to learn? And if I have to go into the details, I think it'll take quite some time. But I'm conscious that there'll be question and answers where I would like to interact with people as well. So I want to keep my theory part a little shorter. But just to give you a gist, the three areas you must learn. One is, what is your domain? Learn the digital tools and platforms relevant for that domain. So you could be from a finance domain, you could be from HR domain, whatever is your aspiration. Then, of course, you got to learn digital marketing. So within the umbrella of digital essentials, I would say digital tools and platforms for your domain, digital marketing, and then the tools for your profession. So if you're a student, what are the tools you need to understand? What are the tools you need to know? If you are a faculty, if you're a teacher, what are the other tools that you need to know to be able to make your lecture online so interesting so that the children don't sleep? And you don't have to say, well, keep your videos on. I want to see who is sleeping. But you want to involve them. So there are tools for that. So in digital marketing, so when it comes to learning, what is relevant to your domain will obviously be a little specific, and what is relevant to your profession will also be specific. Digital marketing is something general. So I'll just give you a flavor that in digital, there are at least these 16 different areas. See, all of us know that we need to have a website. So you will see a third point here, online presence and website. Okay. But there are other ways to go online other than website. Okay. We all know that social media is another way. So this is the fourth point here. But that's it. But there is SEO, search engine optimization. There is search engine marketing, content marketing, digital branding, and email marketing. There's so many other venues, mobile marketing, video marketing. Those who are audio based, they can look at podcasting as well. So there are so many of these options to learn within digital. So what you need to do is take an overview course of all these, understand bits of all of that, and then you will find that what is relevant to your profession and your domain, and just go deeper in learning that. Okay, so for example, interesting area could be blogging. Now, regarding blogging, here is a wonderful saying by Warren Buffett. He says, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. So, अगर आप पूरा दिन काम करते हो and you're getting some money out of it, good, nice career. आप smartly काम करते हो, same number of hours, and you're getting good amount of money, fantastic. लेकिन we are going to the next level now. वॉरेन बफे तो बोल रहे हैं, अरे काम ही मत करो, फिर भी आपको पैसा मिलना चाहिए. Is that possible? See what he says again on the screen. Find a way to make money while you sleep. So रात को आप सोए हो, फिर भी there is something which is earning for you. What is that? One of the examples is blog. What is a blog? I won't go into the too much of details, but what you need to learn if you want to go into blogging, for example, And see, there are, as I said, in digital marketing itself, there are 16 different components. So I'm obviously not having time to go into details of every component and what you should learn. But just on blogging, let's look at this. This last So there are 13 ways to monetize your blog, which means if you're writing a blog, there's so many ways you can earn money out of it. There are 13 about. Okay, so that was my brief overview on digital. As you can see, there is so much to talk about it. Um, if you want to know more about me, sachinparekh.com is my website, and there are social media icons there if you want to connect to me. And I must say, thank you so much for the time. And over to you, people, if you want to take it to the next level of question and answers, maybe.
Okay. Thank you, Sachin, sir.
Top my
It
share.
was, I must say, you have made this Sunday morning so worth listening to you and your experiences. The examples that you gave that were related to day life, which has made it very easy to understand, and it has made very interesting for all everybody over here to know more about the digital and its career choices. Now I would like to go on the next level of the webinar, that is question and answer session, which will be conducted by Vimal ma'am. So over to you, Vimal ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, Kiara ma'am. A very good morning to one and all. Let's start with the question answer session asked by our students, parents, and the teachers. So, for the first question, I would like to invite Vandan Shah, student of Standard 10. Over to you, Vandan.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning to all. I, Vandan Shah, studying in 10th standard in Acharya Vijay Vallabh School. Sir, I like digital tools. My question to you is, what are digital skills and on what basis can I decide which digital skill should I learn?
Yes, डिजिटल कौशल क्या है और मैं किस आधार पर तय कर सकता हूँ कि कौन सा डिजिटल स्किल सीखना चाहिए? Over to you, Sachin sir.
Okay, fantastic question, Vandan. So, Vandan, what's your passion? What you like to do on Sundays?
Sir, I'm interested in gaming, and along with gaming, I love to explore new places and to go on a ride with my on my bicycle. And
Wow. So you like exploring places on your
yes,
bicycle?
yes,
Wow. So you go out a lot with your parents as well for exploring
uh,
places?
no,
Okay, only on your bicycle?
yes,
Okay, fantastic. And you like gaming. So you mean playing game on mobile or on PC?
both.
Okay, fantastic. So what are the digital skills you should be learning, right? Is that what you're asking? See, it purely goes down to what you're passionate about. Okay, take that as your starting point. and try to learn the tools which will help you translate your passion, your hobbies into something which maybe in future can become very big. So for example, I was just talking about blog recently, right? So maybe you could do a travel blog. So what you can do is, see, it's very simple. So I will just explain the entire journey so we'll understand what are the things that you need to learn. Okay, so you go on a cycle and you see some nice places, right? You take photographs, different types of photographs. Okay, and on this travel blog, see, blog is nothing but let me show you an example here. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is a blog on sachinparekh.com/blog. So you will see that there are different articles here.
Yes.
Okay, so you can put text as well as photos. You can put only photos as well. And as you can see, this child income of 11 million at the age of 6, but just by reviewing YouTube. On YouTube, he's just reviewing videos. So what you could also do when it comes to gaming, which is another passion of yours, is you can just play a game and post your own feedback onto your blog. This is exactly what that child did, Ryan from US, right? What
Yes.
he started doing is, and parents are very important, to play a role here, because obviously there is an age limit, for people, children to go on social media and having access to gadgets, etc. So what this 6-year-old child did is he used to play with toys. Okay, so his parents only took the videos. So what this child did, he said, look, I'm playing with this toy and I like this. Oh, it's a nice feature. Wow, fantastic. And he said, oh, but this is very pointed. Oh, it hurts. Because he's a 6-year-old child. So the toy should not be pointed. So he said, oh, this is not good. And those reviews, those videos, his father or mother posted on YouTube. That's it. Slowly, people started finding it useful. Wow. Slowly, one company approached these guys and said, well, we'll give you our toy for free. Can you review this and post your
On the
review
YouTube.
on YouTube? I said, okay, fine. I'm getting a free toy. Wow, fantastic. So he got a free toy to play. All he had to do is 5 minutes of reviewing. Okay, this is my toy. And let me just pick something here. Maybe maybe a pen, maybe. And he says, wow, this is fantastic. Oh, it works like that. And post on YouTube. So he started getting free toys. What happened afterwards is there were more people, more companies who started giving free toys. He said, sorry, I don't have time. So the company said, okay, what we'll do, we'll give you the toy free, plus we will pay you money to post a review. And that's how I'll share my screen again. Look at this, $11 million. This boy is earning at the age of 6. So you have your gaming.
Yes.
You can think of reviewing, right? You have travel as a passion. You can create
Yes.
and put photographs there. You don't have to write a long text. You only say why this photo, what you see in that photo. What happens is people go through the same place every time. Yeah, but they don't see what you see. right? Even from the balcony of your home, you might see a nice bird. Somebody else might not. Okay? So that's how you need to learn the skills to implement whatever is your passion. That's the answer.
Yeah.
Sir, my question to you is, sir, what was your passion in your school days?
My passion, well, I had lots of passions, but unfortunately, one of the passion that has stuck with me is creativity and innovation. I like to innovate things. But trust me, I took science, I went to engineering, but trust me, you know, first year there was a drawing paper. It took me 2 attempts to clear that. Then there was maths, M1, M2, M3. Wow, tough subjects. But actually, I worked hard on maths and I made it strong. That's why my logic today is very strong. So sometimes you cannot let it go. You have to work hard. And some subjects, I barely passed, and I said, see, in engineering, there's beautiful thing called 80-80. So even if you fail in 1 or 2 subjects, you have another attempt. But trust me, all my friends who were in the same class in my computer engineering, they're still doing some small job somewhere. And I became the technical director of a UK company at the age of 28.
Wow, sir.
Just follow your passion.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Sachin sir, for the wonderful guidance given by the daily life example. I hope Vandan and all other viewers also must have satisfied with the answer. Yeah, for the second question, I would like to invite Yadna Gandhi to ask her question.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning to one and all. I, Yajna Gandhi, studying in Standard 10. My question to sir is, how can I manage additional learning of digital skills along with academics?
Over to you, sir.
वाओ, तो आप स्कूल के स्टडीज इतने सारे हैं, तो उसके साथ में अभी ये डिजिटल का लर्निंग और कौन लेगा यार सर पे? एब्सोल्युटली राइट, एब्सोल्युटली राइट. तो आर यू यूजिंग Zoom राइट नाउ टू ज्वाइन?
Yes, sir.
किसने सिखाया आपको?
Actually, as pandemic started, our classes started on Zoom, so I got to
कितना
learn
पढ़ा?
how to use it.
That's it. तो आपने डिजिटल सीख लिया.
Yes.
It's so simple. It's very easy. Digital का learning है ना, it's the easiest subject. That's why I am into it. Digital subjects are very easy. You're using Zoom, people are on Facebook Live. Now, this I must say that Vijay Vallabh, then going Facebook Live, his expertise 1 year back, right? Mansi man, did you do this? Mansi man, did you do this Facebook Lives 2 years ago?
No, recently we have started 1 year.
So, see, even everybody is learning. So the good thing is, while you are learning and you are in 10th standard, right?
Yes, sir.
At the same time, the same technology, your teachers are learning, your principals are learning.
Yes.
Isn't it fantastic? You are already ahead in the race.
Yes, sir.
So, stuff is very easy. One tip I will give you is be practical. Don't try to go in theory. So there are 3 types of digital technologies. Type number 1, type number 2, type number 3, sleep. Don't go into theory. learn actually what is happening. See that what is your goal, and only learn that much. You don't have to learn everything. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for guiding us about the additional digital skill. Now, for the third question, I'll request Urvisha Rathod to ask her question. Over to you, Urvisha.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
My question to you is, what are the career options in digital technology in this competitive world?
इस प्रतिस्पर्धी दुनिया में डिजिटल टेक्नोलॉजी के करियर के क्या विकल्प है? ओवर टू यू सर.
Okay. Digital में ना, there are 4 different ways you can do it. Number 1, if you're looking for a job, you have fantastic job opportunities, right? People are paid really, really well because digital marketing, I'll come to digital marketing in that sense, is a new area. People are not expert, and it needs a lot of creativity. Going back to Yajna's question as well, as to how do I learn while I'm doing other studies? See, if it is your passion, you don't need to learn. If it is your day-to-day stuff, you don't need to learn. You just need to guide your efforts in the right direction, and it will happen. So that's number 1, that is job. Entrepreneurship is second option that you have when it comes to building your career. Third option you have is you are able to multiply or magnify your current family business. And the fourth option is, if you don't have full-time occupation and you want a part-time thing, that is also possible in digital. So let me give you an example. For example, you have people who are content writing. So what happens is, you are given a subject, you can write an article on that. You can write anytime. So you have 2-3 hours in the afternoon, you can just write an article in the afternoon. And whoever is giving you that work, you can give it to them electronically. So you don't need to go to any office. So sitting in Pune, you can take up an assignment of content writing from a firm in UK.
Yeah.
If you want to take an assignment for building somebody's Facebook page, you can do it from your home. And the customer can be sitting in Australia. So you have ample of these opportunities, specifically in the field of digital marketing. There are, as I said, depending upon your skill, you can become a blogger, you can become a content writer. And, if you have hobbies like making pictures, taking pictures, for example, you can do that as well as a profession.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for your guidance. Now, moving ahead, for the next question, I would like to invite Kaivalya Ade. Over to you, Kaivalya.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning to one and all. I am Kaivalya Ade. Sir, my question to you is, how to start the journey for a mega successful career in digital world?
Over to you, sir.
Okay. So, a bit of an exercise if you want to start, you got to learn some basic tools, of course, and some basics of what happens in digital. You need to do a little bit of research and find out what is it that you wish to do in the short term. Take a short term goal. Like we've seen in earlier cases, people are, what's your passion, by the way?
Actually, I like artistic things like calligraphy, drawing.
Wow, drawing. Okay.
Yes.
So you need to see an inspiration outside, and I'll just share my screen and show you an example there. Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you see Shutterstock as a website?
Yes.
See, what this website does, people can take their photographs, your drawings or whatever, and you can upload here. And people who want to download, they will pay. So just your photographs, even going back to the first person, who has got a traveling hobby, you can just take those photographs, upload here, and there will be somebody who wants to use that picture somewhere in their website, somewhere in their leaflet. They will pay for it. And how do we get paid? I'll show you another example. You see this? This is a Getty Images, another website. And let's look at the pricing part of it. Can you see?
Yes.
Single, high resolution, 23,000 rupees per download. Let's look at this medium images, SD videos. Look at these prices. And this is online, so you can check it right now. I'm not giving you some virtual examples. So this Getty Images is again images. See, can you see this image? Dog. Some interesting images you can have. You can create something interesting like this by editing. So you might want to create this kind of a portal, your own portal, or you might just say, well, I'll just put my images there. So you find out a goal, then get the basic knowledge when it comes to the tools that you have to use at the school level for that goal. And that's where you need to begin.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Thank you, sir, for your guidance. Like our student, some parent too wanted to ask some questions to sir. For that, I would like to invite our parent, Mrs. Renu Jain, to ask her question. Over to Renu.
Good morning to all. I am Renu Jain, parent of Khushi Jain. Sir, my question to you is that if a child wants to be doctor or CA, then is it necessary for him or her to learn digital skills?
अगर कोई बच्चा डॉक्टर या सीए बनना चाहता है तो उसे डिजिटल स्किल सीखने की जरूरत है क्या? ओवर टू यू सर.
Wow, wonderful question actually. Because digital, people think, well, it is mainly marketing, promotions, because it is digital marketing related and all that. I think, the first step is a parents like you who are so thinking about their children. I think that is the first step to their success. The second step, which you have already taken, is obviously enrolling into Vijay Vallabh school, which is so initiative pro that they're taking these sessions and making their students aware. And I have actually been talking to lots of students and colleges across about 17 countries now on digital, but mostly they are colleges, they are management colleges, MBAs. But school doing this kind of a session is, very rare, very rare. So I think that's the second step, in making your super careers for your children. When it comes to digital skills, yes, that is the third step. And how somebody can be helped with doctor, let me tell you. If somebody wants to become a doctor, fantastic, they can go ahead. Now, 2-3 ways digital can help. One is now a lot of doctors have this digital software and machines which help them accurately do the operations and all, right? That's also part of the digital. But let's keep that technology part aside for a moment and let's look into the other areas. Now, simple, normal doctor, okay? But how competitive it is in every field today. Right? How will you go to a certain doctor in a city? Probably over 20-30 years, that doctor will have to establish their credibility. कि भाई ये डॉक्टर बहुत अच्छा है, इसने इसको अच्छा किया, उसको अच्छा किया, राइट? ये 15-20-25 साल लगेंगे तब वो डॉक्टर फॉर्म में आएगा, राइट? एक तो डॉक्टर बनते बनते उनको 30-32 हो जाते हैं, उसके बाद में 15 साल बिल्ट अप. So at the age of 50, they start their career in full swing, right? So how digital skills can help is, see, they can take webinars to educate people. See, now if I'm here as a person on digital, automatically the audience here is thinking, Arey, this person must be good in digital. That's why he's been invited, right? तो अगर कोई डॉक्टर आता है and he takes a webinar, he can showcase his knowledge. Second, he can build a blog and write articles कि भाई डे टू डे में क्या करना चाहिए, how you should take care of your health, what are the misunderstandings about corona. So he can write articles, post on the blog. Again, when people are searching on Google, you will find that name again and again for that doctor. So you will start building an image about that doctor. So image creation जिसके लिए 15-20 years लगते थे, digital की वजह से वो fast हो सकता है. You can reach out to people and build your image. So this is how digital can help even a doctor. Same goes with chartered accountant. अच्छा, chartered accountant का image building हो गया, but how about a chartered accountant giving an online access to their customers and saying, अगर आपको आपके financial related कुछ भी चाहिए, you don't have to call me. Just log into a portal and वहां पे आपके details आपको मिल जाएंगे. So this is how a chartered accountant can use digital. And their customers will feel, oh, this is a fantastic CA. So Renu Jain, I think you took doctor and CA as the professions. It will apply to every profession, not just marketing.
Okay. Thank you, sir, for your valuable guidance. Now, for the next question, I would like to invite Mrs. Megha Sangvi ma'am. Over to you, Megha ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. I am Megha Sangvi, parent of Akshat Sangvi. Sir, my question to you is, how do you think children can become successful leaders using digital skills?
Over to you, sir.
Okay. To you, who is successful leader?
Like I can take the examples of some successful leaders who are well known and famous, like let's say Ratan Tata, or even the founder of Microsoft, like Mr. Bill Gates.
Okay.
So these people have started with zero and they have become the world famous personalities.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So it's absolutely possible with digital. And in traditional model, in fact, I would say it is possible through digital for an ordinary person to get extraordinary opportunities and build careers. If you see, Microsoft happened once, Infosys happened once, right? From scratch to everything. But now if you see one of the charts I just showed, you have Byju's, Swiggy, you have Paytm, so many new stuff coming up, right? And they're building this very fast. So Infosys has taken 30 years to come to a point. Microsoft has taken 25-30 years to come to where they are today, right? Of course, there was initial spike day experience as well. But if you see these new unicorns, we call it, right? They are built by the leaders so fast. In 5 years, 7 years, 10 years ago, nobody even knew Swiggy. What was Swiggy? And in 7 years, Swiggy is valuation of $5 billion. And just imagine your son or daughter is sitting on such a platform and creating such kind of a platform. It's the idea and the execution. But more importantly, it is you people, the parents, giving them the opportunity to experiment their passion. Without passion, nothing will happen. If I put a goal that I want a valuation of $5 billion, it will not happen. But if I think I'm really passionate about creating digital world, so for example, this London School of Digital Business, right? I'm passionate about training people. I'm passionate about counseling people how to build a startup, having done myself, of course, not just a bookish, these are the 7 principles of how to start a business. No, actually, I did one, I sold it. It was acquired by Everstone Group of US. And now I can say this, yes, I have seen the smaller version of Swiggy's, and I'm probably ready to coach now. So now I will be successful because I'm following my passion. Now, just one small thing I will say here is, you see, every student wants to work hard, but guiding them into the right channel is very important. Because otherwise, as I say always, even labor does the hard work the whole day. He picks up the grains on his back the whole day, but just the hard work does not take you anywhere. So what is that vision? Let me share with you all. I promised at the beginning of the session that I will talk about that one thing you need to do is broaden your vision. Now let me tell you some of the secrets of how to identify an idea which can go great. Okay, so let me talk about Uber. Uber is see, it's in India, it's in Europe, it's in US, everywhere. So Uber is the biggest taxi company, right, Meghaji?
Yes, sir.
So it's the biggest taxi company. But do you know how many taxis they own?
They have many taxis. I can't even give a rough idea.
Okay. No, my question is, do they own the taxi?
No, actually, there may be some third person who is involved in this, who is the actual owner.
Zero. The taxi is owned by the person mostly who is driving it.
Yeah.
Right? The individual, see, like you have individual taxi drivers. What they do is they connect to Uber and say, if there is a ride, give it to us. And there's a commission structure. So Uber does not own a single taxi. Yet it is the biggest taxi company in the world. Let me take you to another example. Maybe it's more familiar to the students. Zomato. Kaivalya, do you know Zomato?
Yes, sir.
Right? What is Zomato?
Food delivery company.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Bhavika ma'am, how many restaurants Zomato owns?
Owns? No, they do not own any restaurant. They have tie-up with the restaurants.
Absolutely. So they just deliver. They don't own a single restaurant. So earlier, the thought was, I will build a chain of restaurants. And you have this famous Bhelwala, right? Mansi ma'am likes it a lot. Mansi ma'am, what is that Bhelwala?
Kalyan Bell.
Right. So then this Kalyan Bell has got 2-3 outlets, right?
Yes.
But how many people they cater to? A limited. And just imagine, but they own all the 3-4 outlets, whatever that are. They own it. And then look at Zomato and Swiggy. They don't own anything, but they're still the bigger one. So you see the traditional model and the new model of business. Okay, let me go to the real estate. You have websites like Magic magicbricks.com or 99acres.com, where you can search properties. They don't own any property, but they are so big when it comes to profits also. So you have to look at the new model of business. And the leaders, Meghaji, to your question, is the leader is the one who is ready to experiment. Only then he will be able to lead, right? Otherwise, they will be managers. Okay, so there's a difference between a manager, a very good manager, and a leader. A leader is the path breaker. Go into something that nobody's ever thought, and you will fail. It's absolutely okay to fail, but learn and never make the same mistake again. In failure, students, I have one thing. People always say that failure is the first step towards success. I would say no, not at all. I don't agree to that. Failure is a failure. You will have to take it on your chin and say, yes, I failed. Learn the lessons and never make the same mistake again. Make a different mistake, but never make the same mistake again. And that is the way to succeed. Don't pamper yourself. If you fail, oh, it's okay. No. But don't leave it, of course. So that is the leader. We want to create, Meghaji, we don't want to create people who have a fantastic small business or fantastic business, profitable business in Pune. I think with the kind of school you have, the kind of vision Parmarji has got, and the leadership that you have here, right? You should be thinking how my child will lead the country and be an example at international level. So, anybody here from a family business background? So let's say you have family businesses, which is retail, and you have one or two outlets. Like again, I'll go back to the Kalyan Bale example. Okay. Now, they can actually think, how do I replicate my model across the country? How do I export to countries outside my own country, which is India? You have to research, of course, where Indian food is liked, package it. Lots of mothers during this pandemic, by the way, have been doing fantastic business. Hats off to all of you. Mothers have been doing lots of stuff at home, selling using WhatsApp and all that. But see, that is a start. That is not a scalable model. You have to scale it to the next level. And if you really have something, why don't you explore? And there are people who will deliver. There are e-commerce platforms who will sell. And why don't you think international? Why can't you think that your product can be sold across the world? And you don't have to bother about delivery. You don't have to bother about payments. Of course, in that case, you have to go into a proper e-commerce platform. You cannot just do it over WhatsApp like you did during pandemic. So, are you ready for a long, big jump, students? Kaivalya, Vandan?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Right? And parents, your role is just that, give your child the wings, don't limit their thinking. They can really be super achievers. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much, sir, for your wonderful guidance. Sir has explained the full question by the daily life example. It will really a great, sir, for explaining by this way. Thank you very much. Now, Like the student and their parents, our teacher also wanted to ask one question to sir. For that, I would like to invite Miss Bhavika ma'am. Over to you, Bhavika.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I am Ms. Bhavika Rathod, teacher at Acharya Shri Vijay Vallabh School. Sir, my question is very similar to the example that you just gave right now. That if we have a prosperous family business, then is there any necessity to learn digital skills? And if yes, then would you please guide which skills should we learn?
Over to you, sir.
Yeah, I talked about this a little bit, so I'll just keep it short. Yes, digital skills, number one, you have to look at your family business and what part can be replicated and where is the scale available, right? So, for example, if your retail business involves a lot of cash, right, then it is not scalable. Because if you suddenly put 15 outlets across Pune, or if you think you want to go out of Pune, out of India, you want to go online, then you can't really have cash. So you have to look at those kind of areas where it is going to stop you from scaling. If you are working on a basis of credit, for example, so you're giving credit to your customers, in that case, you will have to develop a system. How much credit to whom? On what basis? So you have to look at those business areas. That's number one. Number two, look at the e-commerce platforms. See the options. Do you want to have your own platform? Do you want to use some existing platform like Flipkart, like Amazon, Mintra? Mintra is not a marketplace. It's a confined one, but maybe Ajio and so on. So look at that. Depending upon what is your family business, it will decide what kind of online platforms and tools you want to use. But one thing I will mention, which I have not mentioned throughout this session, which is a new content, is CRM tool, customer relationship management, right? So for my family business, one thing I haven't done so far is create the database of my customers so far. So do that. For that, use the CRM system to manage your existing business and you can scale.
Surely. Thank you, sir.
So friends, we have seen sir has explained very well all the queries of the student, parents and the teachers. Sir, I'll assure on their behalf that your guidance will definitely help them. Also, I'm sure all the viewers must have seen and got enlightened on today's topic, innovative ways to digital technology. With this, I'll hand over to Kiara ma'am to propose vote of thanks. Over to you, Kiara.
Thank you very much, ma'am. It is my privilege to propose vote of thanks on behalf of Acharya Shri Vijay Vallabh School and acknowledge the contribution of each and everyone who have worked hard to make this webinar a grand success. My heartfelt thanks to Mr. Sachin Parekh for your presence today and sharing your precious time. Indeed, it was a pleasure listening to Sachin sir, and I'm sure your guidance will definitely help everyone to shape their career in a digitalized way. I would also like to thank our chairman, Sri Subhashji Parmar sir, members of Education Committee, principals, teachers, and special thanks to our technical team. Without them, this webinar wouldn't be a reality. Thank you, audience, parents, students, for watching the program. Let us stay tuned for the next Sunday hour. Thank you.
Acharya Shri Vijay Vallabh School, Pune, India. Thanks all our viewers for giving their overwhelming response. Thanks to our today's eminent speaker. A special thanks to our chairman, Shri Subhashji Parmar. A big thanks to our organizing team, Mrs. Manasi Marulkar, Principal, Mr. Kalpesh Darji, Team Leader, Mrs. Vimal Pardeshi, Teacher, Miss Kiara Thakkar, Teacher, Mrs. Itisha Shah, teacher. Miss Bhavika Rathod, teacher. Miss Urvisha Rathod, teacher. Mrs. Aparna Dhaigude, team member. Once again, thank you all. Thank you all the viewers for watching this webinar. We look forward to seeing you next Sunday for yet another interesting webinar. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you.